HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Big shout out goes out to our HHDG Media crew. As always, it's not a one-man crew. Shout out T. Smith, the mayor, Rock Vader KB, Skelly Top, and myself, Wiki. Shout out the Hip Hop Discussion Group on Facebook checking in right now. Hope y'all having a good night, enjoying your time with your families. Holidays coming up, end of the year. A lot of dope music out too. A lot of dope music. And our guest tonight is one of those people who consistently puts out dope music. We just interviewed a very close person with him yesterday. And he's going to speak, a little bit about him as well and his affiliation. We're also going to talk about his crew he's a part of, his constant grind, putting out quality work, dope guest features, always picking some dope beats from producers that if you don't know them by now, you will soon. So great to finally speak with him. Coming out of Dallas, Texas, Casablanca.
Yo, what's good, brother?
Peace.
Peace.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Happy to be here, man.
Definitely. Now, every time I hear you, my thing is, where do you get that energy from?
It's a lot of things, man. I've always had the energy, but now it's more prevalent because I just feel like it's time. Like, I just want to separate myself from everybody else. You know what I mean? When you hear me, you know it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Word.
And are those you on the ad-libs as well?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. that ad-lib, that's signature now. You know what I mean? That's a signature now. Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. Good. Now tell us how you came up, and has your name always been Casablanca?
Nah, I had like a few names, going through the motions. I've been rhyming since I was like 12, 13, writing in the book. I played ball for a minute, but I just had to rhyme. I put the ball down, started rhyming.
Mm-hmm.
The name thing, people knew me as City for a long time, even in like running around in the street and everything, they knew me as City. But Casablanca came when I was just on that woo stuff heavy, and I ran into the Raekwon record, Casablanca, off the Mobilarity joint. And I was like, the stuff was so vivid. And I'm like, you do the history on, Casablanca, the Morris background, and it just fit. I'm like, yo, that's it. And when you hear the name, it's like what's this? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So kind of stuck. But yeah.
Okay. Now we just started off talking about your energy, but it's not just hype. You got a lot of substance behind what you're coming with.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I'm bringing you to something that maybe you never heard before, or maybe you heard it from somebody else. As far as the style, you know what I'm saying? My style is very unorthodox in how I approach records. I don't want to sound like nobody else. So that makes me really look at it as far as, okay, how can I outdo the next person with energy, lyricism, everything that's catered, to be the best. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm Neo in the Matrix sometimes, man. I'm all by myself, son. For real. Word.
And how much of coming up plays your role in what you deliver in your music and your content?
Definitely. I'm from New Orleans originally. I moved from there when I was like 11 or 12. I mean, of course, I would go back and forth or whatever. My grandmother was down there at the time and everything, so I'll be back and forth. But I moved from there to Mississippi to Florida, and then I'm in Dallas.
Okay.
So I had a lot of upbringing in Florida. I went to middle school, high school, and stuff out there, and I saw a lot. I did a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the another content of my music is, some people talk about, oh, a lot of violent stuff you talk about, a lot of things, but I seen a lot, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
even as a kid in New Orleans, man. I mean, dude getting shot in his face over a dice game. It's crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or just going to school next to the St. Bernard projects. I went to a Catholic school when I was young, but it was right next to the projects, like directly across the street. So there was drive-bys, there was all kind of stuff going on, So that kind of atmosphere has always been around me. And I'm gonna tell you this: I'm a gun enthusiast, and when I say that, I don't just do it because trying to be tough or no. When
Mm-hmm.
me and my little bro, man, when we was young, while everybody was reading Sports Illustrated, me and him was reading Guns and Ammo because that's what we just
Okay.
like. You know what I'm saying? So, and right now I'm trying to get into precision shooting. Right now, I'm trying to do to go into the ranks of that because I love it. I go to the range
We go.
frequently. So,
Mm-hmm.
But another thing as far as that is the music. I just like aggressive music, man. Like, what I mean, MOP, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Ghostface by himself, Raekwon by himself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just that energy, man. Half
Yeah.
a Mil. You know what I'm saying? Big Pun, Coogee Rap. That's number one. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you remind me of the Wu when they're doing songs together, and it has
Mm-hmm.
that type of energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Word.
and every time when I hear you, I'm like he needs to be rhyming with a whole crew sometimes, because that's the vibe I get from you when
Yeah,
you come
yeah.
and deliver.
Facts. It's just the camaraderie, man. I like to be on the records with a lot of people. I like to, have that flag. Like,
Mm-hmm.
these my people I'm coming with. We finna tear this up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So,
Or
and continuing on with your style,
yeah.
you no matter what the tempo is, you stay with it, with the
Word.
way the way you spit. It's always on beat.
Yeah. And you know what? It's crazy, that I appreciate the compliment. It's just the fact that I figured it out. Like, it don't matter if
Mm-hmm.
it's a drum or not a drum. I just figured it out. You know what I'm saying? It's a skill, but it's always been there. Cause I'm a jazz baby. I'm a soul baby, number one, before hip hop. So listening to all that plays a lot to do with how to rhyme and rhythm and keep rhythm. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely.
That's dope.
Word.
Now I had a quick question, because you said you're a gun enthusiast. Um,
Yeah.
so you pretty much know them from the back of your hand. You know how to dismantle them and everything.
Yeah, field stripping,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, AR-15s, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm in the process of cleaning the weapon, I definitely know how to take it down and pull it back together.
There you
Yeah, that's
go.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and it's another thing too. Like a lot of dudes in the hood or a lot of dudes in the street, they know guns by just somebody saying, "Oh, that's a Glock," but really that might be a Smith and Wesson. They don't really know,
Mm-hmm.
because you gotta know, like, there's different models, different numbers. Everything go hand in hand. This different ergonomics. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what you shoot.
It's
You know what I mean? You gotta know what you're doing.
it's mechanics. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I preferably like the Germans, and then some of the Italian weapons. I like those. You know what I'm saying? Preferably.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Now, being that one of the untouchable members is from New Orleans,
hmm
Kinsey, did you
oh
grow up
yeah.
with him?
No, no, no. It's crazy. I
Okay.
met him off the, just being in the scene. You know what I'm saying? I met him around 2016, 17. He heard me. He heard me on like saw one of my records on. I want to say it was Two Dope Boys at the time, and he contacted me. He's like, "Yo, son, like, yo, we need to do something." You know what I mean? And he found out where I was from. He's actually from Jennings, Louisiana, but he
That's right.
he has a
Yeah.
lot
I'm
of
sorry. Yeah.
family where he got a lot of family in New Orleans, so he run down there. So yeah, me that's my guy. That's a brother right there. That's my guy. Yeah. All right.
So while we on the Untouchables, tell
Mm-hmm.
us how the whole crew formed.
So basically it was an idea that me and shout out to him. He doesn't even make music no more. B Son. Um he's a producer from the UK.
Yeah.
And shout out to him. But we kind of came up with the idea because he was like, "Yo, man, I want to do a record with you, Flood, Jay Holly, and Ken C." I was like, "All right, cool." He said, "Why don't we call this like the Untouchables or something?" I'm like, "All right, cool." So I ran it by the brothers, and they was like, "Let's do it." But it was really supposed to be one record, and then it turned into the crew after we did the first one, which is the first record. I think is called The Outfit. I want to say that was the first one. And then came the record Gucci Glasses, and then so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
that's
even
how.
know. I didn't know B Son stopped making music. I was wondering why I haven't seen his name. Yeah.
Yeah. He was prevalent back then. I spoke to him when we dropped the Untouchables, and he was excited and he was very happy that we still used his beats and stuff. But he said he was going through some family issues and
Okay.
life. You know what I mean? So.
Mm.
Word.
And since we talked about the Untouchables, we got to talk about the whole conglomerate, the Mali Empire.
Yeah, shout out to the Flood, man. Shout out to the Flood, definitely. Yeah, man, that started with Flood. You know what I mean? Just wanted to put a flag on it. You know what I mean? And we started running and gunning. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? Us two together is like Ray and Ghost almost. You know what I mean? You get the total package. Yeah. All right.
Now, before we actually get into your latest album, Extreme Excellence, it said produced by the Mali Empire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell us who that exactly that is that did the production.
I
If you want to
honestly,
go that route.
I really don't want to say that because I don't want to put like
You want to I could.
nah, but you just know it's in the crew. That's what
This
it
is the
is.
crew, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Mm-hmm. Word.
So good.
Yeah.
Now you talked about some of your influences, and you explained about where that energy comes from.
Mm-hmm.
How does your pen work? Are you the type that you go before the studio, before or after you hear a beat? How does it work for you?
Okay. Usually, I write to the beat, so the beat gives me the what to do. You know.
Mhm.
I used to do that back in the day. Used to write without a beat, but now it's to the point everything has to be crafted to that beat. So even if later on in life, like I start doing these crazy freestyles and stuff like that on it, I have to be conscious because everything I write goes to that beat. Some things don't go to other beats. I craft it around that beat. That's why when you said everything's on tune and everything, you don't miss a beat because of that. Because I crafted everything to that. So I usually write with the beat and then I record. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dope.
Word.
And what is your? I'm not exactly sure because I know on Bandcamp it had something a little different. But what was your first official project?
Oh, so my official project that I ever released, shout out to Giallo Point, that was called Jacket for Beats. And that was an
Okay, so
EP.
that was
That's
okay.
that's the first official. And he did the cosign because I'll tell you a little story about that. The first record I ever did to get, to really just get into the underground scene was a joint called Intricate Eye. It's from Giallo Point. And I sent it to him. And I was like, I was waiting for like a day, nothing happened. And I did it. And then, well, let me back up. I got I found him on like a record with Hush Kingpin or something. I was listening to him at the time. This is like 2014, 15, something like that. And I looked up like who was the producer. So I went to looked up his name, went to his band camp. He had some beats that he was selling for like $1 and some change. So I said, let me do this. Let me take a stab at this, man. Boom, sent it to him. 2 days later, he's like, if you're gonna jack beats, this how you jack beats. It was on after that. So, he took, shout out to him. He kind of, he helped me in this shit. He definitely the start of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then my first one is jacking for beats. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Yeah. Shout out Craig Cartel and Giallo Point.
Yeah, shout out to G Point. Word, that's a fact. Word.
Yeah, because when I first got hip to them, I was mainly their beats, like you were saying, because he had like a real film noir type of crime feel to his production. Yeah,
right. Definitely.
That's dope.
Word.
Now, what keeps? I don't know how to say this. Your drive, because like almost Insomniac Magazine for one. I mean, you're all over on there. if it's not your project, you're on someone else's project.
Yeah. That's I didn't even think about it like that. But yeah. Everybody, people. I'll tell you this: a lot of people like what I do. They, definitely appreciate what I do, and they always want to work with me. I wish some of the more heavy hitters would try to. We need to work like some of the heavier names, because I think it'll be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I work with whoever. I'm open. Whoever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you nice and I consider you, definitely a nice MC. Definitely. Hell yeah. Definitely. So yeah, you gonna see me all do next year. Your next year gonna be crazy. Trust me. I got stuff lined up. I'm working on like 4 projects right now at one time. So
now one of my favorite projects of you, and you work with the legend out of the Bay Area, the architect with Broken History.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That project right there, man.
Yeah, you know what? That's all a play on off of Trill Life Mathematics 2 and 1. Cause I was on part 2, and that's from Flood, and that whole, if you listen to those 2 albums he did with him, it's more of like definitely revolutionary, I could say esoteric type of stuff. So I said, you know what, if I'm gonna do one with him, I'm gonna segue, because I had a good verse on that one, and the record was crazy. But let me segue with this one, and let me go into that realm of that revolutionary thing. You know what I'm saying? So, once Architect started throwing beats at me, because I met him in the flesh, man. 2018, we did the A3C down in Atlanta, and
nice.
me and Flood had rocked the stage and with Architect too. So that was even beautiful. That was crazy. I'll never forget that one. But when we got back, that was the time. You know what I mean? That was it. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then we did that. That's one of my favorites too. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But there's a part 2. So just know that. I don't even want to say the name yet, bro, because it's still playing on some revolutionary stuff. But the cover gonna speak for itself when you see it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, that's coming soon, definitely.
Oh, dope. Blade Theory and what was the other one? Chaos Real.
Oh yeah.
Those are my 2 joints right there.
Yeah. That was and a lot of people was mad. Like a lot of stuff was short on there. I just kept it that way because it gave you a sense of, man, I need more. I need people like, oh my God, I need more of this. So I did it on purpose like that, because it could have been like definitely like 2 or 3 minute songs, but I just kept it short. You know what I'm saying? So, well,
cool. And after that project, you dropped a joint with this dude from Oxnard, is killing it right now. And I give him his props all the time when I see him doing new work, and he just did a whole project with Cannabis, Body Bag Ben.
Yeah, shout out to Ben, yo.
This
shout
joint,
out to
the Fire in the Waters.
Appreciate that, dog. Yeah. Yeah. That was like one of Body's, I think, one of his first or second collaborations he done with an artist.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm still stoked about that one. But yeah, that was supposed to come out 2019. It got delayed because I was having equipment issues. So but yeah, it was supposed to come out that Halloween of 2019, but we dropped it I think early 2020 or something like that. And it was, yeah, that's one of my favorites too. We talking about an album soon, so
Oh,
yeah, a full album. So you know that's gonna be crazy. You know that's gonna be nuts. Word.
yeah. Y'all definitely putting in work and keeping your name and making it more relevant. I respect
Word.
y'all on that.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely. Word.
And another dope project, and I don't see his name too often. You
Mhm.
did The Elephants Who Spoke with Tito Lazar.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. Me and him go back. We used to run the street together, so that's my guy. Shout out to Tito, man. He did the beats, and he rhymed, of course. Yeah, that is a project that we have been honestly, bro. Me and him want to do an album for years, man. We talk about since we was like 16, 17, and we always thought we was like the best out of our little crew that was in the city. So, and we finally did it, man, and it was on the fly too, because he came out of nowhere. He's like, "Yo, we recorded that thing like within like 2 weeks or something like that." So that just show you the camaraderie we had with each other. Like as soon as he had the beat, he was on the phone with me. We back and forth. It was a great time, great time. Mhm. Word. But we working on I can let the cat out the bag. We working on one right now. That's one of the 4 projects I'm working on. So that's coming. Word.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite joints off that one?
The
Because mine is.
Bondurant brothers.
Oh, okay.
We went back and forth. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pool of Bathsheba. I think that was one of my favorites. That's the last record. Yeah. But yeah. What's yours, man? I heard you about to say something. What's yours?
Flooded Fatima.
Oh, that beat was crazy. That beat was crazy. I forgot about that one. Yeah. That was dope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Word.
And another dope producer that you work with many times,
Mhm.
Cappuccino.
Yeah, that's my big brother right there. I, Me and Cap, man. Once I met Cap, man, it was a wrap. Like we just got that
You just
connection,
knew it.
you know.
Mm.
Yeah. We like, man, our birthdays in the same month. We like, it's just,
Uh-huh.
we did like the same person almost. He just older than I am, but it's crazy. Shout out to Cappuccino, man. We've been working, like you said, like for a while. Our first project was Chicken and Chopsticks, and and as you see, with all the projects we do, he is half Korean, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why we gravitate to the Asian style of things. And yeah, all the projects you see is all collectively packaged with each other. They all mess with each other. So soon we're gonna end up putting like a big volume together and put them all together. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be dope. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Damn. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm piecing together what you just said about his background and the covers.
Yeah. You start thinking about it like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is because because I had the idea. Because really, I'm gonna tell you this. Jacking for Beats is my first EP. My actual first album, because Chicken and Chopsticks came out before I dropped my first album. So my first album really to me is going to be Executive Decision. That was my first. That's what Be Son. That would have came out first, but when me and Cap got really together and we started hitting the studio, that took over and we just did that first. So if you see the timeline, that's how that went. But yeah, but Cap is amazing, man. He just knows everybody's pocket, you know,
Mm.
and he knows mine very well. But me and Dre, we got a project we working on with Cap, which is gonna be it's you know what Dre's energy is.
Yeah.
You know what my energy is. So you know you heard us on record. So it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be an all-out war on that joint, man. It's gonna be war. Yeah, man. So but like I said, Cap is like one of the best producers I think that's really unheard in the underground because he has levels to him. He doesn't just make one thing. You know what I'm saying? He has so many. It's depth with him. So
Yeah, there's Laz in it. Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this year already, we just spoke
Yeah.
about it. The Shin EP,
Mm-hmm.
Koreatown,
Yeah.
and then you just recently dropped Extreme Excellence.
Yeah.
Extreme Excellence, you work with two cats from the UK, which you worked with them before. Raven,
Right.
well, Ray Vendetta, you definitely worked
Yeah.
with in the past before, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
Tesla's Ghost on there.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Those two guys. I actually, I've been speaking to Tesla before I met Ray.
Okay.
Me and Tesla go back when he dropped. I forgot the name of the record. Oh man, it was off his first album. He had. Oh, what is the name of that record? He had a video where he had a big Swammo in front of the video, and he's sitting in front of on the couch and joint.
Oh,
Yeah, that joint. I forgot the name of the record, man. But that's what I love that record. And I hit him up. We exchanged, information, and I had to get him on something because I have a record. He would have came out on this record I have that's still like I still have it. I just need to get the files for it. I didn't get the files. I just have the ref, and I didn't want to throw that out there because it's what I mean, it's not right. So yeah, but me and Tesla been working for a long time. Like, and I had to get him on this album. He came through in the clutch too. Like, right, I mean, he came through like a week before we dropped the album, and boom, you know what I mean. And Ray already threw his verse to me, but yeah, shout out to both of them. To those dudes, they definitely big me up. I big them up. They definitely love what I do. I love what they do. You know what I'm saying? Word.
yeah, definitely. Shout out the whole Triple Darkness crew.
Yeah, shout out to Triple Darkness for real. Word.
Now, since we talking about Extreme Excellence,
Yeah.
tell us your how did you want to go with this? Because I feel I see when I first normally when I before I go and listen to an album, I like to go and read the track list, try and see if I can try and piece it together, see how it is.
Yeah.
But this felt like this is the Mali Empire right here.
Yeah. That yeah, it was time to do it. It definitely was time to do that album, and I think collectively I worked on that album since because all right, Koreatown, I worked on that album for Koreatown like for 3 years, and I finally got everything done. So I was exhausted because it took a lot for that album to come together. So I was exhausted. So I started working on Extreme Excellence the top of this year, and it took all that the whole time to make it because I wanted to craft it nice, the right sounds. Because the beats that were throwing me, like it was pack after pack of beats because I was looking for something, and I finally got it, and that's what you get the finished product. So yeah. Yep.
And this guy I consider extended family because you've been working with him for a minute. And I interviewed him not too long ago. Alejandrito Arjano.
Oh yeah, Alejandrito. Yeah, that's my guy, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. We did a project called what was it, Grapes of Wrath. That was the first one. And yeah, man. Me and him got an album too. It's something, man. I can tell you this, man. The stuff on there, the beats, the samples to the beats. You know how he is. He has those ill Spanish samples. It's crazy. So shout out to him, man. I just dropped something for his new project. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Grapes of Wrath. Yeah. I just dropped something for his project that's about to come out. I want to say February. I think he's dropping something. And he said it's featuring somebody on the record. I just know they better come with it.
That's true.
Yo, it's crazy. Trust me. The joint is crazy. Word. Yeah, man.
Let's stick with the new album.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Extreme.
Um, what track was it? Oh, Gaddafi Construct.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's my boy YNX on that one. Yeah, shout out to YNX. Yeah, that's a joint. Um, of course, if you look at what what happened to Gaddafi and the background story of Gaddafi, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of played off of that, you know what I'm saying? And that joint came together beautifully, honestly. Word.
Cool, cool. Got some people checking in.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, up here, man. Yeah, shout out to him. Word.
Definitely, definitely. This is another dude. He knows his music.
Yes, he does. Like every other day, he's hitting like, yeah, this is still fire. This is still fire. He posting my
Yep,
stuff up. Like, shout out to him, definitely, man. He's definitely
yep,
a listener, man. Word.
yep. Mm-hmm. Now tell us about the album cover.
Oh yeah, yeah. That album cover, that's Bobby Seale. So from Black Panthers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really trying to go with that. That's why it's two different album covers, but it made sense for what it was because it is, the Panthers when it was at their height. It's extreme excellence, man.
It's excellent.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You can't beat that. So, um, I didn't want to do it too much like Broken History cover. You know what I mean? Because it kind of remind you of that. But definitely, yeah. That was I think Danny art by Danny did that one. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Word,
He's another dope artist out there.
word, definitely.
And Danny, I'm gonna keep saying this because a lot of people don't know. You make some fire beats too.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. I think I know Flood did some joints with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, he got an ear, man.
Yep.
Word.
Mm. So you got any visuals possibly coming up?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We shooting something tomorrow. So yeah, we got like I think I'm gonna try to shoot about 2 or 3 tomorrow. We're gonna try to get it in. But yeah, yeah, yeah. We shooting something tomorrow. And we already have 2 that's already in the can right now that's about to be finished. So and one of them is shout out to Jay Holly. He came down to Texas to mess with me and we shot something that's crazy. Nobody's heard this yet.
Oh,
It's an upcoming EP we got coming. It's me and him together. We calling ourselves the Flight Brothers. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Because if you know anything about me and his run, like few years ago, we was gunning together. We was just gunning with freestyles and things like that. So, it's time to do that. And it's produced by Cappuccino. So there you go
oh.
again. There you go, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming. That's almost done. Actually, that's almost done. I gotta tighten some things up on it, but that's almost done. Yeah.
Okay. Dope, dope.
Mm-hmm.
Now G Fan Black, gotta bring him up.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah.
he just dropped that crazy posse track, Only Some Can Eat.
Yo, I'm like, how you get this many people on the record, man? It's like, yo, that was like 30 dudes on that. I'm like, God,
Yeah,
but no, he did it.
yeah,
Peace to him. Shout out to G
he
Fan,
did
man.
it.
What? Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that track came
He's
off
definitely a
fire.
talent. Word,
Mm-hmm.
that's a fact. He's definitely a talent, man. I love his voice, man. He has that grungy, like, in your face. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to G Fam, man. Word,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
I'm sure you won't be on that track now.
Yeah, yeah. And shout out to Dre for smoking that too. Dre did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Shout out to Dre, man. Yeah, that definitely.
Yep.
G Fam, man. He's a big fan of me. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk all the time, but he really bigs me up. He really, you know what I mean? And the sentiments to him too. He's definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? So I have no issue with working with him again. It's a constant thing. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Word.
And keeping with the crew, got
Yeah.
to talk about Meth Luciano.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Like we used to, man, we used to run together like years ago. Like me, him, Tito, like we all was in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And we used to run around and do wild stuff, you know, young adolescents, you know what I'm saying? And doing wild stuff. And yeah, me and Meth, I met Meth at I was going to school, man, and I think it's like my last year in high school. I met Meth, and he was making beats. You know, he makes beats, but he hasn't made any lately. And that's another thing I want to touch on. We have a project that's coming because we used to be a group, me and him. And our first project that I ever released before being solo was a project called A Year to Mac 11, I want to say. And it's his beats. And actually it's on his page, Bandcamp. You can find that on there. But yeah, I met Meth, man, and I knew dude was talented when we was kids, man. I was like, this dude could beatbox. Like when I knew niggas that could beatbox. But this dude could beatbox to the point where it sounds like the record. So we could be sitting in class and be like, yo, let's do something. He be doing, what's the joint? Survival of the fittest? How you catch every note and everything when I'm like, I knew this dude was ill. Like when he did that, and then he said, yo, I'm starting to, yeah, for real, he's that nice. So I knew he was ill with that. So I was like, you got to be crazy on some kind of beats or something. He's like, yeah, I started. He just started making beats. So me and son been rocking over like 10, over almost 15 now, over 15 now. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's my dude, man. Like we got a crazy album. If you, I don't know if you heard the new joint we dropped, Game Over.
Yeah.
So that's off that album that's coming, and we about to shoot some visuals for that. That's gonna be nuts. But yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah. That album's gonna be, it's something different, bro. Something different.
One of my favorite MCs who he comes hard with it, or he doesn't come hard at all, and he's brutally honest. Supreme Cerebral. You work with him with Clipto.
Yeah. Shout out to Supreme, man. Yeah, I met him. I met him in the flesh in like 2017, man. I went out there. They did a show with Westside Gunn and joint. You know what I mean? He's a cool dude, man. I love his energy. You know what I'm saying? Son is nasty. You know what I mean? He's one of those dudes that if you're gonna get on the regular with him, you better show and prove.
You better, yeah.
Yeah, you better show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, you know, at one point I even told son, I was like, yo, you got me on one record, but I'm coming this next time around. And you knew the same. He said, go, let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, man. I definitely hopefully me and him could get something together for next year. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens.
Dope.
Word.
And with one of his affiliates, the production duo Dirty Diggs, you did a track on when they did the collaboration with Noah the Flood.
What joint?
It was like a few years ago, right?
Let me see.
It was on the Private Stock album. I can't remember the track name right now, but I know it's on the Private Stock album.
Nah, I don't think I was on that one.
No.
I just did something recently for Diggs that came out on the comp that they did with like a bunch of people on it. Like, yeah, that's the joint.
The knowledge.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. So I did something for them there. But me and Diggs been in talks for a few years about doing something, an EP. I got a few beats from them, so something might happen next year. Something might happen. Yeah, that'll be dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Dope.
Yeah.
Man.
Word.
You're working on a lot with a lot of ill people, man.
Yeah. I mean, I just love working, man. This is a hobby for me, really. You know what I'm saying? I love to do it. It keeps me. It's like, you know, when people go to the gym. I'm a gym guy too. So when you go to the gym, you just try to get that sweat off and burn that energy off. That's exactly what I do. Because when I go in the booth, I'm sweating when I come out of that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets crazy in there. So yeah, word.
Now, with all these people that you work with, and you said you hoping to work with some of the heavyweights out there. Who are some of those people?
I mean, it could be like, I've almost worked with everybody, but like, you know, like the Hush Kingpins and the Planet Asians. I would love to mix it up with those. You know what I'm saying? Because like the energy, daily energy, my energy would be crazy, catastrophic,
Crazy.
really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just like building Voltron right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, if it don't happen, it's cool. But yeah, I'm definitely down to work all the heavyweight guys that's out there, man. Word.
That's dope. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Word.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
absorbing.
yeah.
I'm taking this all in right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. It's just something that you know. It's. I'm glad we got to do this straight up. You know what I'm saying? Let people know what's going on, keeping people informed. Because you know, me, I like to stay. I don't like to stay hidden, but I do. You know,
Mm.
so I don't really do this too much. But yeah, definitely. And shout out to. I want to shout out Dark Fleet, man. That's Tesla's Ghost,
Oh
man,
yeah.
and Rings of
Mm-hmm.
Saturn, and my boy 05 Beats, man. We got something cooking. So just know that.
Man.
Just know that it's coming. It's coming. Shout out to Dark Fleet, man. Word.
Wow.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Word. So much stuff gonna happen next year. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm along for the ride too, man. Word. Word.
Mm.
hmm Word.
So if I asked this question yesterday,
hmm
if someone hears your music for the first time, what do you want them to take away?
To take away from the music, like
Mm-hmm.
what they can take basically with them. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they can they will get the highest quality ever of hip hop music to take with you. You know what I'm saying? If you play my music to somebody, and they're always gonna be like, "What's that?" I get that all the time. They be like, "What's that?" And that's hip hop. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's hip hop at its purest form. That's what I want somebody to take away from that. Or
There you
just
go.
raw.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Dre, Colombian Raw. I just had to say that. You know what I mean? That's my guy. Or
Yeah, that's definitely that because that's the feeling. The first few times I heard you, and I was like, I heard this guy before. Yo, who is this?
word,
And then you start
word.
checking, like, oh, I was like, oh, he's Philly with Kinsey. Oh, I got to check more of him.
Yeah, shout out to Ken C, man. Yo, that brother, he's another, he's an anomaly, man. The stuff he does is,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I go in spaces, but he goes somewhere else. Like he is out of space, past Saturn and Uranus and all that, man. He's out there. But he's one of the dudes that he keeps me on my toes when it comes to rhyming, man. Because he is just one of the illest. Like he'll paint something that's so vivid and give, you know what I'm saying? It's just he's a visionary, man. Word,
Yeah.
definitely.
Peace to Meth Luciano checking in.
Yeah, peace to my boy Meth. Oh snap! What up, Meth?
Man.
Word,
Mm-hmm. So you
word.
got 3 projects that came out this year. Each year
Yeah,
you've been consistent dropping heat.
yeah, yeah. Um, Next year's gonna be crazy. And then and I want to go back to 2020. Like I released a lot in the latter part of that year, due to COVID. I had COVID, and it had me
Yeah.
down bad. Like so, that's why a lot of things came out so quick at the end, and people got to backtrack. I mean, I had the
Oh,
Square One project with Il Sugi from Japan. That's one of my favorite albums I've done to this date. I had the joint with the backdrop with Klepto. That
that's
was
right. Yeah.
one of my
Mm.
favorites. That took a couple years to make. We was in talks for that for years. That's one of my favorites. And then we had the When the Moon Fell with me and Grim Moses. Shout out to Grim. Grim is nasty. That's a nasty dude right there. Crazy. Word. But yeah, man. 2022 gonna be crazy. Me and Grim definitely was talking about doing something again. So we might hear that again. And then yeah, I got the joint. So much, man. And me and Cap gonna do a whole album like after the Dre joint. We got another joint that's crazy, man. And it's not even nothing to do with the Asian thing. It's something else.
Oh.
Something different. Word. It's crazy. Word.
The joint, the album you did with Green Moses, is that the track that you had Bakunawa?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Word, word. Yeah. Yo, me and Grim on that album, we tore each other's head off as MCs. Like we went gun for gun on that joint, like straight up. Like if you play that like front to back, you'll hear it. And Bacchanal was definitely a dope idea. Because I was like, when I heard the beat, I was like, we gotta let's go somewhere with this. And then if you know the thing about the Bacchanal and the moon and all that, the dragon that took the moon, and that it's still, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, definitely dope record, man.
Oh, man,
Word.
you got you got enough music for any new fan to appreciate, to just zone out before
Yeah.
anything for 2022 comes out.
Word. That's a fact.
Mm,
That's a fact. So, you know what, to all the fans and the people that love hip hop, just backtrack, get the band camp up. You know what I mean? Or you can definitely get a taste of that YouTube, whatever. You know what I mean? Or
definitely. And he has physicals for people like myself that enjoy having.
definitely, you could definitely come over there and grab you a physical or a few. You know what I'm saying? You definitely come get it, man. Word.
Dope.
Definitely.
Man, you
Hmm.
dropped a lot of info on us. For those that didn't get to check in, when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do,
yeah.
when you go listen to this again, you're gonna appreciate what you heard tonight.
Word. That's a fact. Word. You know what I mean? We definitely coming with more stuff, but I don't even want to put a time period, but I know one of the top new albums I might have to top of next year. It might be my joint with Il Sugi. I got a number
Mm,
two with him, and it's crazier than the first one. It goes to a realm. It goes somewhere. So just be prepared, man. Next year, y'all gonna see me a lot more, lot more. Word.
mm.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Hmm.
Once again, Casablanca, the
Yes,
Mali
sir.
Empire, the Untouchables.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Thanks for having me. Word. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Just as well as anybody else. I'm definitely appreciative. Word.
Definitely. As always, give your shout outs and
All
tell the
right.
people where they can go and listen and support your music.
Word. First with the shout out to Noah the Flood. Shout out to Jay Holly, Ken C the Untouchables. Shout out to the Emblem. That's me, Meth Luciano, Dre Colombian Raw. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to YNX 716. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the people I've collaborated with, all the producers, Klepto, Alejandrito, Cappuccino. The list goes on. You know what I mean? Il Sugi. It's just too many people. And where you can find my music at exclusively, Casablanca 92 FS dot bandcamp.com, and you can find everything there, physicals, the music. Definitely check me out on YouTube, Casa TV. And what else I'm on? You could do. I think I'm still on SoundCloud. You can find some freebies on there. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, that's where you can find me at. Word.
Mm, that, that's dope. And I put that link up there for those that want to go check it out if they're tuning
Yeah.
in right now. Right in the
Word.
comments.
There you
Go
go.
check out
Word.
Casablanca's music.
Yep. That's a fact.
Dope. Once again,
Word.
thank you.
No doubt. Thank you for
Casablanca
having me,
is
man.
definitely an artist that everyone should start checking if they haven't. And if you are, continue to listen to his music, continue to anticipate what 2022 is about to provide us fans.
Right. Right.
Thank you.
Word. Definitely. Thank you. HHDG Media. Thank you.
Definitely. And on
Word.
behalf of our whole crew, we're going to say peace.
Peace.